Hello, sports fan, and welcome to the Packs for Breakfast All-Star Team. It's time for the battery. Pitchers, catchers, report. They will be soon. We're only about a month away from pitchers and catchers reporting for spring training. Baseball season's getting close there, sports fan. So, this is the pitchers that we decided. This is the catcher that we decided. Chris and I, every single Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, 6 a.m. Mountain Time, we open up a bunch of packs of cards and we try to create an all-star team. Well, we came up with these guys. We got two starting pitchers up there. You can't have two starting pitchers. Only one guy's going to start opening day. Or for the all-star team. You got your closer, that's easy, and you got Mike Piazza there, catcher. He's made a couple of these all-star teams. It's like, we had other choices like Sandy Alomar, but Sandy Alomar's defense does not trump Piazza's offense. His 427 home runs and his 308 career batting average, over 2,000 hits. Sandy Alomar can't put up numbers anywhere close to that. He'd have to have throw out 70% of the runners for me to take Sandy Alomar's defense over Piazza's offense. Mariano Rivera, of course, is in a league of his own. He's got the most career saves at 652. He's a 5-time World Series champion. He even won the World Series MVP in the 99 World Series. He had 82 wins and 60 losses and a career ERA of 2.21. There's no doubt he is the best closer to ever play the game. The reason the Yankees won a lot of their World Series is because they knew in the 9th inning they turned it over with a lead. They weren't going to lose it. I'm not a Yankee fan. I don't like the Yankees at all. Don't root for them in any way, shape, or form. But I got nothing but the most respect for Mariano Rivera and what he accomplished. Cannot say a bad thing about Rivera. To me, he's just one of the best pitchers to ever pitch. So reliable, played so many seasons, and was just a rock. Just the guy you knew was not going to let the other team come back and beat you. And he played his entire career with the Yankees. Yankees never let him go. Shows that Steinbrenner was not dumb enough to sit there. He's let some people go before, but he wasn't going to let go of Rivera. Now we have a quandary. I have two starting pitchers up there. You can only have one. Only one of these guys can start. But Pedro Martinez is just one of those guys that it's like I still marvel at his 2000 season when he had a 1.74 ERA, practically unhittable that year. But the rest of his numbers come up a little short. He had 3,154 career strikeouts. That's good for 15th all time. Pretty good. He didn't play as many seasons as the big unit. He had a 2.93 though career ERA, still under 3, still very good. 219 wins with 100 losses. So he won, twice as many games, more than twice as many games as he lost. Martinez had a really good, probably 6 to 8 year stretch where he was practically dominant, had a couple of 20-win seasons, definitely won, a couple of Cy Youngs. I think a couple of Cy Youngs is what he got. I forgot to write that down. But Pedro Martinez was one of my favorite pitchers. But the guy next to him, I just wanted to put Pedro up there so that, some of these players get kind of lost in the shuffle. And we have so many great players that we pull their cards. But then you pull a guy like Randy Johnson, threw a perfect game in 2004, threw a no-hitter in 1990. Had 303 career wins, a 3.29 career ERA. Pedro's was a little bit better, but he was a 5-time Cy Young Award winner. He also won a World Series MVP. His best season though was 2.67 as an ERA in 2001. That's almost a full run worse than Pedro's best season. but he had 4,875 strikeouts, second all-time to Nolan Ryan's like 57-15. But Pedro Martinez, when you pull a guy like Randy Johnson, I think he's made like 3 of these because he's just so good. But I don't want a guy like Pedro Martinez to not get talked about. If you keep pulling guys like Randy Johnson or Greg Maddux or people that, Roger Clemens, guys that were considered better and that I consider better than Pedro, you never talk about Pedro. I wanted Pedro to get some time up there. I've talked about Piazza before, talked about Randy Johnson, but I found a few more stats that really impressed me about him, and it was a good chance to talk about Mariano Rivera. But the starting pitcher, it's going to be Randy Johnson with Mike Piazza catching, Mariano Rivera as our closer. And, if we don't want to wear out the big unit's arm, you got a guy like Pedro that's going to be a great setup guy for Rivera. A very overpriced, very overqualified setup guy, but we'll use him as the setup man in this situation. We'll give him the 7th and 8th inning. We'll get Randy through 6. We'll give Mariano Rivera the 9th. Even though, once you see the rest of the team, it's probably not going to be a close game. And that's All-Star for now.